Evans was an American jazz pianist. His career spanned from the 1950s to 1980. He played with all sorts of people, I guess possibly most prominently on the album Kind of Blue with Miles Davis. He did a lot of work with trios. He was involved in modal jazz, and his approach to piano playing and jazz seems to particularly focus around extended chords and interesting additions to chords at the top. He apparently suffered quite a bit for being a white man in a black man's music world. He was not given the same recognition that he might have had if he was black, apparently. But he has a typically large discography. He died in 1980 of multiple causes, and some of those were connected with his drug addictions. Jim Hall was an American jazz guitarist. He grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and he started playing professionally in his teens. In his mid-20s, which was the mid-50s, he moved to LA and got involved with the cool jazz scene. He started recording both as a leader and as a sideman and collaborative projects, and has a typically large discography, as many of these jazz people do. He didn't limit himself to jazz, so as well as playing with a lot of well-known people in the jazz world, he played with people outside the jazz world as well. The two names I want to pull out are Quincy Jones and Freda Payne. He died in 2013. Hi, my name's Dan. So this album is obviously an album of jazz music by Bill Evans and Jim Hall, and it's the first of 4 albums that they collaborated on. And it is just an album of piano, so that's Bill Evans, and guitar, which is Jim Hall. And I would describe it as being jazz, most definitely. It's very gentle and laid-back jazz, so there's no rhythm section going on here. Any rhythm is provided by these two. Mostly this is compositions by others, apart from one track in the middle, which has been composed by Jim Hall. The only one that I knew the name of is My Funny Valentine. And I have to say, listening through it, it's the kind of free noodling jazz where I wouldn't have said I could recognise the tune in it until well over halfway through. I can kind of see how it might have been based on it, but I think they often take these, it's jazz, they often take these things very much as a starting point, and it's just as a kind of way of getting some anchor to start floating free from. Most of the tracks are slower than that first track, My Funny Valentine. Some of them are a bit faster. And I used the word noodling before. I think noodling really applies to this. It's skilled noodling, without a doubt, but it's definitely kind of wandering around musically. I would say, as well as saying it's skilled, I'd say there's a deftness of touch for both of them on the guitar and the piano. It sounds very kind of relaxed and gentle. I think if I have a criticism, it's that the guitar sound and the piano sound are quite similar. The guitar sounds has a bit more clarity and top to it, but because of the way that he plays the guitar, and the sound he uses, and because the guitar and the piano are in very similar ranges, actually the piano goes down further, but a lot of what the kind of meat of the playing is in the same sort of range as the guitar is playing. So the sounds are actually, because they're similar, sometimes it's hard to know whether it's just the piano playing or the piano and the guitar playing at the same time. This isn't kind of really a detriment. It just meant that I found it at times hard to separate who was playing what from it. But yeah, it's all right. It's definitely pleasant. I would say it's quite unassuming. I think it's the kind of thing that you could happily have playing at a wedding reception while people eat. And when a track finishes, you'd get polite applause, and people wouldn't really listen to it, but it provides a very pleasant background to other stuff going on. People who are really into jazz might be appalled by my saying this is background music, and that they would concentrate really strongly on exactly what's been played here. But I'm not one of them, so If that is you and you want to tell me what the, how amazing this album is, then please do so. Or, conversely, possibly controversially, why you hate it. I'm always up for people's opinions. I have a great bunch of people who comment on these videos. Don't be put off by the fact that some of them are quite know a lot about stuff. You don't need to know a lot of stuff to be able to comment on my videos. I'm just happy to hear from people. So please do talk to me through the comments box. That's it from me for now.